Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're commuting the long way home today on the Zizzo Forte. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. You're like, ugh, Brian, why do you continuously mess with those cheap Zizzo bikes when you have such a plethora of high-end folders at your disposal? Well guys, in this video, I'm gonna answer those questions and I'm gonna explain what this channel is and what this channel isn't. Ooh, we really kicked ass. Got here in record time. Yeah, guys, I took the long way home. It's more peaceful, really, because you're not on the road with the cars, but it is a lot longer. My normal commute to work is about 9.5 miles. If I take this way, it's about 17.5 miles. So it's definitely a longer route, but it's definitely more peaceful. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I really want to address the elephant in the room, okay? Is this a Brompton channel? And the answer to that question, the simple, easy answer to that question is no, it's not. What? Now, look, before you guys unsubscribe, let me explain, okay? My S6R Black Edition gets more miles than all of my other folding bikes combined by a lot. Trust me guys, it's not even close, okay? All my other bikes combined do not even come close to equaling the mileage that I put on my Brompton S6R. Hence why the rear wheel is in the shop right now. The rear wheel is definitely toast. And I've got Chuck looking at it right now. A lot of you are probably wondering, Brian, didn't you just get that fixed? No, we didn't. We did a quickie. We pulled it apart. We cleaned it up. We re-lubed it. That was just to try and see if it was going to be okay. Chuck did notice some parts that were kind of wore out, but he gave me the option and I said, let's just lube it up and see how it does. And unfortunately, it's still making noise. So he is going to rebuild it, replace parts that are needed. So I dropped that off with him last weekend and I'm going to pick it up this weekend, I think, if he's got it done. But that bike is sitting in my living room right now, apart. There's no wheel on it. Otherwise, I'd be riding my Brompton right now. Unfortunately, it's not up and running and I have to wait to get the rear wheel replaced or fixed or whatever I can do. And parts for Bromptons right now, with all the supply chain disruptions, are very hard to come by, guys. Now, some of you are wondering about the Zizzo Forte. The Zizzo Forte is my backup commuter bike. The bike that I got to be my backup commuter bike was my orange Brompton, okay? And unfortunately, I sold that bike and I used the money and I put that money towards the chapter 3. I should have kept that bike, but I didn't. I made a stupid boneheaded move and I said, you know what? I'm gonna sell this and the money I get for that orange Brompton, I'm gonna put towards the chapter 3. I wish I just bought the Brompton chapter 3 and then have kept the orange Brompton and my black Brompton, but I didn't. So I needed a backup bicycle, and that's why I bought the Zizzo Forte as a backup commuter bicycle. Just to reiterate and to make it clear, my Brompton is my favorite folding bike. A lot of people made the erroneous conclusion that since I made a lot of Brompton videos in the beginning, that meant that my channel is a Brompton channel. It's not. It's a folding bike channel. I bike unfolded. It is a folding bike channel. I am a hoe for folding bikes, guys. I love them. There are all kinds of folding bikes out there, guys. There are high-end folding bikes, there are mid-range folding bikes, there are cheap folding bikes that are good, and there's cheap folding bikes that are bad. And we're gonna look at all of them. Everyone I could get my hands on, we're gonna look at them and we're gonna test them out and we're gonna see if they hold up. You guys gotta understand, and I know a lot of you do, but not everybody can afford a Brompton or a Birdie or a Bike Friday. Not everybody can afford those bikes, guys. So a lot of people are looking at the used market, which we're going to talk about in another video, and then people are also looking at the cheap folding bike lines. And I want to try out a lot of these cheap folding bikes because those are the bikes that most people are going to gravitate towards. There are three types of people, when it comes to bicycle riders. There's those occasional once in a while bicycle riders, then there's the avid bicycle riders, and then there are the guys like me who are hardcore bicycle riders all the time, don't own a car, they commute and they ride bicycles exclusively. There's not too many of us hardcore bicyclists out there, but there are some, especially in bigger cities, there's more. But for the most part, everybody's an avid bicycle rider, and what an avid bicycle rider is somebody that rides consistently, but they don't ride every single day. They might ride once or twice a week or something like that. And then your once in a while riders are people who ride once in a while. They have a bicycle in their garage and they might take it out once in a blue moon. You know, maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe a month they'll go by, and then they take their bike to the park and they ride around. But with that being said, guys, the biggest group is the once in a while riders. The second biggest group are the avid riders, and the smallest group is obviously your hardcore cyclists. I get this all the time. People usually come up to me and they ask me about my Brompton. The first thing they do is go, "Hey man, that's a neat bike, man, I like that." And you know what the biggest question that comes after that initial praise of my bicycle is? Do you know what the biggest question is? How much did it cost? And of course, when I tell them how much it cost, their expression automatically changed from one of wild excitement to one of, ooh, you know, just like you scared the hell out of them or something, you know? And the reason why, because most of the people that ask me about the Brompton are people in the lower echelon, in the lower category, the once in a while riders. And these people are never going to go out and spend $2,000 or $1,500 on a bicycle that they're going to ride once in a while. The only exception to that rule are people who just have a lot of disposable income, people who are rich. You know, most people that are rich will go out there and they'll say, "Look, what's the best folding bike?" And they'll see Brompton and they'll buy one. But other than that, most people are going to be like, "No, there's no way I'm going to spend that kind of money on a folding bicycle." Avid cyclists and hardcore cyclists, we know the value of a good bicycle in general, okay? We know that you're going to pay some money for a decent quality bicycle, whether it's folding or non-folding. Now, you guys have heard me praise the Zizzo Forte a lot. You've heard me praise it to the moon and back. Not because it's a better bike than the Brompton, not because it's a better bike than a Bike Friday, but because for the price, it's a very, very good bike. And that being the key, for the price, it is a very, very good bicycle. You guys know, you guys flat out know that there are a lot of cheap folding bike manufacturers out there. Folding bikes that are death traps, folding bikes that are so crappy that I would be scared to ride it down the road and worry about it breaking in half. That's one of the reasons why on this channel we look at some of these cheaper folding bikes, because we test them out. We see if they're actually worthy of being called a bicycle, let alone a folding bicycle. And if they can't make the cut, if they fall apart on you, isn't that something that you guys would want to know? I know I would. I would want to know before I spent $400 or $500 on a crappy bicycle that isn't going to do its job. Because for the people out there that don't have a lot of disposable income, or the people out there that just don't want to spend that kind of money on a bicycle, let alone a folding bicycle, that's good knowledge. That's knowledge that they need. That's information that they need. And if we can provide a little bit of that information on this channel, then we've served our purpose. On top of that, one of the things that we do on this channel is we show people the love of cycling in general. But the folding bike adds so much functionality, so much versatility to your life. It's so much better than a regular bicycle. And if we can show you that, and you guys start getting a love for folding bicycles, you're going to be like, you're not going to go back. I haven't gone back. I got rid of all my full-size bicycles and I went straight to folders, and I have not looked back. They've improved my life in so many ways I cannot even count. But if I can get out there and I could ride these folders and I could take them off-road and I could go do it, if I could go out on adventures on these folding bicycles, other people are going to see that and they're going to be inspired to want to go out and go on their own adventures, ride their own bicycles. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of this channel, is to have fun on folders, man. That's what this channel is all about, is the fun. And it's being real with you. Sure, we're going to look at products from time to time. Sure, we're going to look at bicycles, okay? We're going to look at bicycles I own and bicycles that I would never own in my life, you know? Like some of these electrics that I'm never going to buy, you know, I'm going to look at those too. As long as they fold, they fit with the theme of the channel. But we're going to look at stuff, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be trying to sell you guys something, because that's not what this channel is about. It's just about looking at some of these products and seeing if they're worth it or not. I get contacted by companies all the time peddling me products, saying, hey, would you do the video on this product if we give you the product for free or whatever. I get contacted all the time. People see my videos online and they contact me, and I tell them one simple thing. I said, look, I don't mind making a video on it, but you better stand behind your product, okay? You better be so sure of that product that it is good, because I'm going to be honest about it. And if it ain't good, I'm going to tell them it isn't good. If I review a product and it's crap, I'm going to tell you it's crap. If I review a bike and it's crap, I'm going to tell you it's crap. I'm a very big fan of Zizzo bicycles, okay, because of the price, because they have a less barrier to entry for most people. Most people that want to get into the folder lines can get into Zizzo a lot easier. So it definitely helps those people who are lower income, you know, people that can't afford to go out there and buy a Brompton. That's why I'm a big fan of Zizzo. I'm also a big fan of Zizzo because they stand behind their products. Plus, they offer parts for their products. If you get on the Zizzo website, you can get parts for these bicycles, which means they stand behind their bicycles, which means they believe that their bicycles are going to be ridden for a long time, and they offer all kinds of parts for them because they know at some point you're going to need those parts. But that being said, I don't compare Zizzo with Brompton. They're two different categories of folding bicycle. And like I said, I love Brompton, and Brompton is my #1. But that doesn't mean I can't go out and have fun on a Zizzo and be perfectly happy as well. So regardless, guys, I think you could have fun on whatever folder as long as it's a quality folder. We're going to tell you the ones that aren't quality folders. In fact, I've got one in my living room right now that is a piece of crap that we're going to be doing a video on very, very soon. And I'm going to show you what to look for in a good folding bicycle and what to stay away from. But just keep in mind that this is a folding bike channel, okay? We love our Bromptons here. Our Brompton is the crown jewel of my collection, believe me, okay? There isn't a bike out there that's going to take the Brompton's place. So I don't want people to think that I don't care about the Brompton or I don't want to make Brompton content. That's not true at all. There's a lot of Brompton content coming down the pipeline. Just keep in mind, guys, that we are going to look at some of these cheaper folding bikes from time to time, and even some of the mid-range and higher end models as well.
20 minutes later.
Okay guys, I made it back home. But I'm going to end the video here because I got a lot of things to do, but I want you to take away one thing from this video and one thing only, okay? This is a folding bike channel. I love my Brompton. It is my favorite bike in the world, and I want everybody to know that. But at the same time, I do have other bikes for other purposes. In another video, I'm going to show you all my bikes and why I have the bikes that I have. Is the Brompton good at everything? Of course not. But as far as a city commuter, as far as an overall bike, as far as the bike I use the most, the Brompton all the way. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. If you guys have any comments, questions, you know where to put them. Leave a like on the video if you like it, and I will talk with you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.